if you had asked me yesterday, Luke, can the most popular AI tools actually hear what I'm saying to give me pronunciation feedback? I would have said, no, not really, no. What they're doing is using speech to text, and then the response you get from the AI tool is based on the text. So it's not really hearing you, no. But then somebody left an interesting comment on one of my community posts, and I did a double take. Could it be that Gemini can actually hear what you're saying, actually hear your pronunciation? Well, that's what we're going to test out in this video. We're going to be looking at ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, and of course, Google Gemini to see if they can actually give useful English pronunciation feedback. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and check out the 90-day program in the links in the description. Let's get started. All right, so let's start with ChatGPT. You can see I've got a very long prompt here. I will walk you through that in a moment. I can hear the clip, but I cannot produce a reliable pronunciation analysis without generating the exact transcript. I asked for it to do the transcript, and it couldn't. Okay, so ChatGPT can't do it. Grok, what about Grok? Well, unfortunately, I can't even send the request because it cannot process the file type that I'm using, which is a pretty common file type. Okay, what about Claude? Claude says, I'd be happy to analyze this, does some work, but then finally, I apologize, but I've encountered a limitation. This environment doesn't have network access to install speech recognition tools. So that brings us to Google Gemini. And now I'll take you through the prompt quickly. Act as an expert English pronunciation coach. Listen to the attached audio clip and analyze the speaker's pronunciation, flow, and clarity. No stereotypes. Do not list common mistakes for this accent. I want to avoid any possibility that it's just assuming mistakes because, oh, this is common for a native Spanish speaker or a native Chinese speaker. Only list mistakes that actually happen in the specific recording. If you don't hear it, don't list it. I want it to be written with simple spelling like sheep versus ship. I want proof for every mistake you find. You must quote the exact sentence where it happened. I want the overall vibe. Guess the accent origin. Describe the speaker's energy, choppy, smooth, robot-like. Specific sounds, 3 to 4 specific mistakes with letters or sounds, with the quote, with the target word. Okay. Word stress, did they emphasize the wrong part of a word? For example, photography or photography. It should be photography. And then finally, specific drills that this person could use to fix any mistakes. Now, I want to say mistakes, in my mind, are things that reduce clarity, that may cause confusion. I don't want to say that anybody should have a particular accent or, hey, you're wrong. I want to see how good Gemini is at analyzing 3 different accents. That's what I want to see. And can it pick out specific things? So don't take anything that I'm saying here as judgment about, hey, this person should sound more clear. You know, it's actually fine with me however people want to sound. So let's start first with an Indian accent. Okay, so I've uploaded my clip. This is 1.5 minutes long. I'll give you a quick sample here.
We fear technology. We fail to understand that technology is just a better way of doing things. Look at TED. Billions of people can watch.
Now, I, as an English teacher, could easily give feedback here. If this person came up to me and said, hey, I want to do accent reduction, I would say, okay, well, you've got the T sound sounding more like a D sound and the D sound sounding more like a deep D sound with the tongue curled. That's one thing. Right? And then, I mean, I could go on and list specific things if this person were asking me for pronunciation help. Can Gemini do it? Accent. The speaker has a distinct Indian accent. Wow, okay, very good. The energy is commanding and staccato. Do, 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 do. Staccato is sort of like punchy, and I would agree with that. So that's actually a good analysis. High intensity and deliberate pauses, almost like a drum beat. Yep, I would agree with that. Specific sounds. The W versus V mix-up. We fear technology, and it's giving me this right at the beginning. It's giving me a timestamp. That's cool. We fail to understand. we. So it's saying we sounds like V. Okay, so let's see if right at the beginning we get we versus V. V fear or we fear?
We fear technology.
Yeah, I think so. Speaker's using her top teeth against her bottom lip. Okay, so that's just an analysis of why that happens, and I think that's right. I like the timestamps. That's very useful. Okay, shortening the A sound. That technology is just a better way. We fail to understand. Fail and way. Fail, ve. Okay, let's see if fail. So it's saying the vowel sound is shorter. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think that may be there. Let's listen.
We fail to understand that technology is just a better way of doing things.
Way, yeah, way. I hear that too. Yeah. Fail and ve. Yeah, I'm hearing that as well. Yeah, okay. And then word stress, generally accurate but tends to stress every word equally in certain sentences. Look at Ted. Okay, and that one's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. That one's pretty flexible. Her tone is excellent for public speaking, which I would agree with. What I want to see is more examples. I feel like it's not enough. Give me a few more specific sounds that could be improved from this clip. All right. The TH substitution. That technology is just a better way. That. Yeah, I think that one is there. The P-pop, lack of aspiration. Billions of people, target word people, sounds like beeple.
Billions of people can watch these up.
People. Yeah, yep, I hear that. Billions of people look at the founders. Billions and founders. Well, it sounds like billions and founders instead of billions and founders.
Look at the founders of Uber, Amazon, Facebook, WhatsApp.
There's no issue there. Yeah, I'm not hearing that one. But unless I'm crazy, it's kind of skipping the most obvious ones. The T sound and the D sound are the first that I would point out. Okay, so decent, I would say, it's able to identify the accent very easily. A couple of things I wouldn't quite agree with. I would like more, and especially the most important ones that I feel would be the most important to focus on. Okay, let's try another clip. I want you to focus on finding all of the specific points of improvement that the speaker could work on if they want to sound more natural. Now, I'm going to upload a clip of Jack Ma.
And because the world can never have one model. If the world has only one correct model, the world's too boring.
Okay, so Jack Ma is a good English speaker, but there are some distinct things. He's a Chinese native speaker, and he does a couple things. One is he'll add sounds between.
A model. If the world has only one...
There, instead of model, it sounds more like motto. O. It sounds like an O sound, or motto, W sound.
Because the world can never have one model. If the world has only one correct model...
Corrector. So you can hear a corrector. There's a sort of extra sound after correct.
It's too boring, right? We need to have all kinds of models. And the people who do the model should believe in the model. And I believe what I do. Amazon is more like an empire. Everything they should control themselves, buy and sell. And our philosophy is that we want to be an ecosystem.
Sounds like a philosophy. Fei.
The other people are more powerful than us. Making sure with our technology, our innovation...
That's a common issue among Chinese English speakers. Specifically a word that ends in E sometimes, like G especially. Technology versus technology without the E sound. Okay, the speaker has a distinctive Chinese English accent. The energy is visionary and persuasive. He speaks in short, punchy bursts to emphasize his points. Yes, very passionate, but the rhythm is often choppy. Okay, I would agree with that. Specific sounds, the missing dark L. If the world has only one correct model, the world is too boring. World, word. Okay, let's listen to that beginning once more.
And because the world can never have one...
Yeah, word. It sounds a little bit more like a British accent to me. It's just a little bit maybe softer than the American world pronunciation. That's more of an American sound. The world can never have one model. Believe in the model. Okay, motto. I think I pointed that out already. So, yep, I would agree with that one. The TH, stop. D for TH. The difference between Amazon and us, the, other, they. It sounded like duh, other, day. All right, let's listen for that.
And the people who do the model should believe in the model. And I believe what I do. Everything they should control themselves, buy and sell. Our philosophy is to empower others to sell.
I'm not hearing that one. I'm not hearing that one. I hear the TH there. I'm not hearing the clear day sound. Now, that is a common issue among Chinese English learners wanting to improve their overall pronunciation, but I'm not hearing it in this case. I don't hear it. Us versus us, maybe that's one word, maybe, okay. Pronouncing Amazon, okay, it feels like it's reaching a little bit. These are not the things that I would focus on specifically. Some of this is right, some of this is on point, but it's not as rich of an analysis as you could get from a well-trained native speaker, and I'm not sure about the accuracy of some of this. In fact, I think some of this is incorrect. The overview is right. It caught that it's a Chinese accent, but some of the specifics I don't quite agree with. Finally, Sofia Vergara, Spanish speaker. I believe she's Colombian. She has a strong Spanish accent. And so let's see if we can get a good analysis of this. Okay, let's work on one more clip. Don't include the exercises, just pinpoint pronunciation issues to focus on. And again, I'm assuming that she's coming to me saying, I want to improve these issues, just as an example. Let's listen to Sophia.
You need to, always give the best that you can, be the best person to the other person, be there for them when they need you, when they're going through hardest time. And hopefully that will be one day, come back to you. In the public eye, everything gets so exaggerated, everything sometimes get not interpreted the right way. So life is already hard. Having relationships is hard. Problems are hard, and already to see them out there and completely change, that's, so you want to what is going on? But you just get used to it. So, it is what it is. It comes with being famous or...
One would be, for example, that vowel sound of is. So replacing the I with the E sound. So ship, sheep is ease. The speaker has a distinct Latin American Spanish accent, passionate and rapid. She speaks very quickly, often running words together in a stream of consciousness. The emotional range is high, using pitch to emphasize feelings, but the speed can sometimes sacrifice clarity. You need to, come back to you. Sounds like Jew? Okay, let's see if that's true.
You need to, always give the best.
She clearly said you there. So I'm not hearing that one. Short I versus long E. Sheep versus ship. Kids, it is what it is. I pointed out the picky and is ease. I pointed that out. But for kids, I don't know if I heard it for kids. I think it was around here.
Health, money, fun with kids. That's it. That's all.
Okay, maybe a little bit. All right. I don't know. Yeah, kind of there. Guttural H, healthy, fun, money, health, going through hardest times. So guttural would be, I think, like that. Healthy, like that. Let's listen.
Health.
No, I don't hear it. I think that sounds fine. No issue there. I think that's picking out something that may be common among quite a few non-native English speakers, but I'm not hearing it in that specific case, in that sentence. And is she saying health or is she saying hell? Let's see.
Being famous or, so you can't complain that much. Health, money,
I mean,
fun.
it's light. It's light.
Kids.
Maybe a little bit. Speaker uses a wide pitch range, going very high for emphasis. Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know. I think it's okay. It's definitely picking out things from the transcript. My concern is that sometimes it is actually picking things out because it can hear, okay, distinctly, it's been right every single time. This is a native Spanish speaker, specifically Colombian. This is a native Chinese speaker. This is an Indian accent. So it's good at picking that out, and the overview is good. Some of the specifics of these clips, I don't have full confidence in, right? Some of these specifics are not as accurate, not as good as you would get with a teacher, a human teacher who knows how to listen for these things, who can help you with accent reduction if that's what you want to work on. And it's not easy to hear this stuff, so I have to, give Gemini maybe a bit of time to work on this, but since it can pick out the accent, I think that they figured out a way to actually process and listen to the audio. It's just that sometimes I feel like they're maybe relying on something that a native speaker of, let's say, Spanish would say, a common issue, rather than, which I specifically said don't do, rather than actually listening to the individual sounds. So what I'm not sure about is, where is it kind of really analyzing the audio, and where is it hallucinating, picking out things that might be true because a native speaker of Spanish might do this, but it isn't actually there, because there are enough mistakes there, or enough things that I didn't hear that it's saying are there to make me a little suspicious. I'm a little suspicious. I don't have full confidence in this, I have to say, after testing it. I had high hopes. I'm impressed that it can do much more than the other tools can do. I'm impressed that it's clearly listening to the sounds so that it can actually pick out the accent and give an overview. I'm just a little suspicious about some of those specifics, some of those sounds that it's identifying. I'll have to do more testing. Try it out for yourself. Upload an audio of yourself and see if it can